Namaste everybody, welcome to the beach. Today we're going to hit the mat for a hamstring flow. This is going to hit some stretching and some strengthening. Everybody tends to have some pretty tight hamstrings, and so it'll be a little bit of posture, a little bit slower, because we're really going to focus on keeping our chest up tall while strengthening and stretching the hamstrings. So we're going to start in down dog on the mat, and we will go forward and go through this flow. It'll be a little bit slower, but then we're going to add some strength into it. So we'll see you on the mat. All right everybody, so we're going to start in down dog on the mat. Down dog can be tricky because a lot of times people have tight calves and hamstrings where their toes are up like this and they end up kind of like arching forward. You want to keep a really straight spine. So if you can't get to where like your ears are by your your pecs, that'll be impressive, by your biceps, then you're going to want to just bend those knees and you work on straightening them with walking your dog out. And so walking your dog is just kind of pedaling back and forth, but essentially we want to where your heels can almost touch the mat and your ears are by your biceps, but that'll take a little bit of time. So for right now, to really open up those hamstrings, you're just going to bend your knees and work on straightening one at a time. And you'll do that with just some easy breaths, moving forward, and we'll just warm up by walking our dog. We'll take a big breath in and out. Wonderful. Then we're just going to slowly walk our feet to the top of the mat. You can keep your knees bent. The biggest thing that people do with hamstrings that also ends up injuring their low back is they want to hunch over and they're like, look, I can touch the mat. But if you keep your chest tall, you're going to lose some of that ability to touch the floor, but you're also going to protect your low back because you're not working through the low back, you're actually hinging at the hips. And so if you need to bend your knees, and same idea, you just kind of work on straightening them one motion at a time, that can really make a difference. And so all you're gonna do is just keep that spine as neutral as possible, and we're just gonna kind of walk it out here. Beautiful. And then on our inhale, we'll rise all the way up. We're gonna just kind of side to side. We're opening up. You can take a little back bend. We're just kind of opening things up as we start into our hamstrings. Beautiful. So we're going to take a nice exhale. We'll take a forward fold, bend those knees as much as you need. Hands will come to the mat. Step that left foot back, lower the back knee, and uncurl the toes. You're first going to start with just this kind of low lunge. Yeah, we're hitting the hip flexors, but we want to hit both at the same time. Then we're going to get into an extension of that front knee. Now, the closer we are to our hands are to our body, the less of a hamstring stretch. So as we walk it out, we will get more. But again, if you are arching that spine to get more forward, you're really cutting out a lot of the hamstrings. So you want to keep that chest forward, and you're going to just hinge at the hips. So that way you're stretching that hamstring. You can even kind of push that heel into the mat. That fires the hamstrings to increase your stretching a little bit. We'll take a big breath in and out, and then we'll rock back forwards, come back into that nice low lunge. This just kind of opens up that insertion or the origin of the hamstring kind of right at the butt cheek by opening up that capsule right there. And meanwhile, we're opening up this left hip as well. Perfect. We're going to come into plank pose. We'll do a push-up or a chaturanga. We'll send it for up dog, and we'll push our butt back for down dog. We'll take a big breath in and out, and then this time we'll step our left foot forward, lower down. First, we'll come into a nice low lunge, and then we'll extend that front knee, and we'll dive forward. Again, we're hinging at the hips, chest up tall. So if you're just here, that's great. We have blocks back here. If you need a block to bring the mat to you, so then you can keep that chest up tall, that's great. If you're able to walk it all the way forward with keeping that hip hinge, that's even better. Perfect. And then you're going to come back into that low lunge. We'll take a breath in and out. And then we're going to step forward for a nice forward fold. Beautiful. You might even notice just after that one round, they're able to touch the ground a little bit better. Perfect. If not, we're working at it. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step back with that left foot once again. This time, hands come together. We rise up. Arms come up by our ears. Sink into that just a little bit, and then extend that front knee, dive forward. Again, blocks are there if you need it. You can also use them as like a hand hold to put them at the base of your foot to stretch forward, whatever you want to use those blocks for. Beautiful. This time, left hand stays on the mat, and we're gonna take that right hand up. And we're just gonna get a nice twist. Now, this will stretch kind of more of the side body and IT band, but the more you kind of lean forward, the more of a hamstring stretch that you'll get. Take a big breath in and out. Rotate back to center. First, rise into that low runner's lunge or low crescent lunge. Hold for a breath. And then hands to the mat, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Beautiful. Now down dog again is one of our better stretches because we can really hit into those calves and hamstrings. Mostly calves, but the hamstrings kind of tend to insert near, depending on your body type, near the calves. So if we can stretch those calves out, we're helping the hamstrings as well. So now we're going to take that left foot again, step between our hands, lower the back knee, uncurl the toes. First, rise up into a nice crescent. Hold for a breath. Extend that front knee, dive forward. And then we're going to keep that right hand on the mat. Left arm comes up. We just get a good twist. Take a big breath in and out here. And again, if we just sink a little forward, we're going to get a better hamstring stretch. If your toes are pointed away from you, you'll stretch less of the hamstrings. If they're pointed towards you, woo, they get to burning. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. Back to center. First we rise up into that low crescent. We take a breath. And then hands to the mat. Plank pose, or sorry, not plank pose. We step forward for a nice forward fold. Almost made you do an extra chaturanga right there. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. And then inhale. Rise all the way up. We're going to go side to side. This is just a nice spine dance. It just feels good. Doesn't necessarily do anything for the hamstrings. Beautiful. So on this next one, we're just going to ground through our right foot. We're just going to step straight back into that lunge. First, we're going to keep it high. The knee is lifted. We're on our toes. We're going to rise up first into crescent and then extend that front knee. Now, depending where your hips are or what's more comfortable, you can stay on that back toe or you can turn your arch, but we're going to come forward. You can keep your hands on your hips. That really helps with the hip hinge. So if your hands are here, you're gonna be able to keep that hinge without crunching that spine. If you have a little bit more mobility in your joints, you're used to hamstring stretches, then you can take yourself forward. Again, this is where these lovely blocks come in, is we're gonna put our hands onto those blocks and we're gonna just kind of stretch here. Take a big breath in and out. Now, if you kind of like pretend you're gonna pull that foot towards you, so you activate the hamstrings while you lower down, you're getting a different type of stretch, and it really it's a strength stretch, so you're gonna feel it a little bit more. And what I mean by that is you're just like engaging the knee and you're pretending you're pulling that foot towards you when no motion is happening. Big breath in and out, and then we're gonna rise back up. That back arch can stay turned or you can pop up onto your toes wherever you feel. You're gonna take a big breath in and out, and then you're just gonna step to the top of the mat. If you have your block and you're really wanting to get into that good forward fold posture, you can use that block and your hands, it brings the ground to you. There's real tall, semi-tall, and then not so tall but closer to the ground type of thing. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. We'll rise up, ground through the left foot, step that right foot back. First we rise up, we're on our back toes for right now. We're taking a big breath in and out. And then whatever's comfortable, you can turn that back arch. And again, we can just stay with our hips. Sorry, my microphone got hit. We can stay with our hands on our hips to really work on that hip hinge. Or if you feel like you're pretty good, you can come all the way to the ground. If you want that block again, we're taking a big breath in and out. And engage that hamstring, pull that foot back without actually pulling it. You're just doing the motion. Those hamstrings should feel almost a little fatigued after doing this. So you kind of pull for 3 seconds and relax. Beautiful. We rise back up. Arch can stay where you're comfortable. And then we step forward, forward fold. Use your blocks as you need. Beautiful. Big breath in and out. Inhale, rise all the way up. We're gonna go through the similar motion, right foot grounded, left foot steps back. We're in that lunge, beautiful. Turn that back arch. Now this is one where if you don't have good hamstring mobility, you're gonna really wanna block, because we're gonna take a reverse triangle. This is my favorite hamstring stretch and IT band stretch, but you may need a block. So essentially, if you don't have a block, your left hand's on the mat, your right arm is coming up towards the sky. If you don't have that mobility, then add a block so you can still get that twist, because that's gonna hit into that whole back side on that right foot. So wherever you feel like you have your mobility, you take it. We're gonna take a big breath in and out, and same idea, we're still gonna engage the hamstrings, engage the quads. We're trying to pull that foot. Beautiful. Rise up. We're going to come first into warrior two. We're gonna take a big breath in and out. And this time we're just gonna extend the front knee, take a regular triangle pose. So triangle pose we either have on our thigh, our knee, not preferred with the knee, but you can, shin, ankle, floor, or bring a block to you. And you're just going to engage that hamstring once again. You're pulling it towards you, stretching it out. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. Rise back up, first warrior two. Pop it forward, high crescent. Step forward, and then forward fold. Get a good hamstring stretch here. Big breath in and out. You might feel a difference, like your right leg is a little bit more loosey-goosey now, and your left isn't. That's always why I like yoga, is because you do one side and then the other side. Beautiful. Inhale, rise all the way up. Same idea, left foot ground, right foot steps back, rise up. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. Extend that front knee. That arch can turn wherever you want. We'll come to the mat, but same thing, wherever your mobility is, you're gonna keep a hand on the mat. Now, whether you bring the mat to you with a block or not is up to you. And we take that left hand towards the sky and we get a good rotation. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. And then we rise back up, but first we open it up into warrior two. Hold for a breath, extend that left front knee, and come onto the mat where you're comfortable. Hip or a thigh, knee, shin, floor, or block. Take a big breath in and out. We're getting a good rotation here. Activate that hamstring. Don't let it just be loosey-goosey. Don't let it just chill. Activate it. Beautiful. Rise up, pop it forward, and then hands to the mat. And we'll take a nice forward fold. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. And then we're gonna plant our hands, step back for plank pose. We take our chaturanga, up dog, send it back for down dog. Beautiful. And down dog again, we're just kind of pedaling it out, really sinking into those calves and hamstrings. If you wanna take your stomach kind of closer to your belly, bending those knees, and then working on straightening it so you get that beautiful down dog posture that you see on all the yogi platforms. Beautiful. Then we're gonna take that right foot, we're gonna step it between our hands. First, we're going to rise up, come into a nice high crescent, and then you're gonna turn both feet facing forward, and you're going to sink into this right foot. And it's going to be, it's called Skandasana, but it's side lunge if you want to get technical with it. But we're going to come into the side lunge. Now, this is where also your mobility lies. My hamstrings and calves are so not loose enough to have this foot, this right foot here flat. So I just come up onto my toes. You can work towards sinking into that foot, or you can also just bring a block to help you get there, wherever you want. But we're gonna keep this right arm on the inside of our knee on the mat, and you're gonna push that out while this foot is engaged. So you want your toes pointed towards you. This is working the hamstrings on the right and stretching them on the left. You can bring that left arm up to the sky, take a big breath in and out, and this is where the strength comes in. If you're able to, take that hand off the mat, push up with that right foot, and come into the left and do that same thing. Big breath in and out. This right leg is engaged by the toes, no floppy feet. We want them engaged, stretching. You might notice one side is looser or tighter. And then same idea, we're gonna come up, side lunge, hold for a breath. If you aren't able to do it without using your hands, you can push up with your hands. That's just fine. Take a block to help you, but we're trying to strengthen. So if you're able to, push up, come into the left side. push up, come into the left side or right side. Beautiful. We're gonna do one more on each side. Push up, left side lunge. Push up, right side lunge. Wonderful. And then we're gonna come up into a nice kind of wide-legged straddles pose here. And we're going to come down, forward fold into this, taking a big breath in and out. You're gonna just walk your hands over to first your right foot, big breath, and then walk it over to your left foot. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. Come back to center. You're gonna turn your right toes, walk your hands, turn that back foot. We're coming in first to a low lunge, and then we're gonna rise up high crescent. And this is again where some of our strength comes in. We are able to use blocks if needed, and there's some other modifications if we're still working on our strength. But first, we're gonna extend that front knee, and we're going to bring our hands to the mat, and we're gonna push off that back foot. So we're coming into a standing splits pose. I'm not doing the splits. I can't do the splits, but that's what it's called. So we're gonna be here. If you need a little extra oomph, bring the floor to you. And all we're gonna do is that left knee is gonna come to the back of your right and bend it a little bit and send it back up. We're getting some strength. So slowly do it and then send it back up. And so kind of to a count of 3. 1, 2, 3, send it back up. 1, 2, 3, send it back up. Beautiful. We're gonna hold here. That hamstring should be burning. And then we lower it back down, rise back up, and just hold for a breath. Beautiful. And then all we're gonna do, hands to the mat for a beautiful little plank pose. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Now we're gonna repeat that whole sequence on the left. So we're gonna step that left foot forward. We're gonna turn both of our arches. So we're coming in to a side lunge on the left. Using our hands or not, we're gonna push off, side lunge on the right, and we're gonna get our strength in this fashion. So let's do that a few times. 1, a 2, a 3, and 4. Beautiful. We're gonna rise all the way back up. This time we're just gonna turn it into a nice low lunge first with our left foot forward. And then we're going to rise up into this nice crescent lunge. Extend that front knee, hands come to the mat, and we're gonna push off that back foot and come into a standing splits pose. Beautiful. Again, if we need to bring the mat to us with a block, please do. Otherwise, we're gonna get some of our good hamstring work here. So right knee behind left, 1, 2, 3, extend. 1, 2, 3, extend. 1, 2, 3, extend. We're gonna do one more. 1, 2, 3, extend. Beautiful. We're gonna lower it back down, rise up, high crescent, hold for breath, and then we're just gonna step forward for a nice forward fold. Bring the mat to you if you need with your blocks. Big breath in and out. We're almost finishing with our strength. We'll finish it up with some stretching, but this is how we hit the hamstrings hard. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up, side to side as you need. Take a big breath. My studio heater decided to come on, so I'm doing some hot hamstring yoga, but let me tell you, you got some good stretches. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up with some of our strength. So what we're gonna do is we are going to inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, step back for plank pose. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Take that right foot, we're gonna just send it straight back. You're gonna hold, tighten the butt cheeks, and then step that right foot forward. First we rise up, warrior 1. So we're gonna turn that back arch. Beautiful, and then open it up, warrior 2. We're gonna take a big breath here, and then we're going to get we're gonna fly our warrior. So on our inhale, we're gonna extend that front knee, our hands kind of come to center, and then exhale, we're really sinking into it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful. We're gonna hold Sink into it, feel the burn. Love the burn because it means we're working. Beautiful. Hold, inhale, dive forward, triangle pose. Take a big breath in and out. Wonderful. Inhale, rise up. We are going to go ahead and pop forward for a nice crescent lunge. And then we're going to just push off that back foot, come into a standing staff pose. And then we have a few options here. You can grab kind of the bottom of your knee, take that leg out. You can grab a strap to grab that foot, or you can grab that foot and stretch it off to the side. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. Then we're going to bring it back to center. You're going to kind of press. This takes a little bit of balance. As I talk, I will fall. You're going to press that knee into your hands. Or if you're able to grab that foot, it's okay if it stays bent. You're going to take mini squats on the right. Beautiful. And I'm going to fall, and I'm okay with it. Beautiful. Squat up. Squat up. Beautiful. Lower it back down, and then we're going to go ahead, rise up, big breath in and out. Exhale, forward fold, step back for plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Wonderful. Ground through the right foot. Send that left foot straight back, tighten the butt cheeks. Step forward, rise up. Beautiful. That back arch is turned for warrior one. Open up warrior two. We're going to fly our warrior. So inhale, extend that front knee. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, extend that front knee. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, really sink into it. Feel the burn. Woo, buddy. And then inhale, dive forward, extend that front knee, triangle pose. Beautiful. Hold for a breath. Rise up. Pop it back forward for a crescent. Push off that back leg, come into a standing staff pose. So first, once again, you can kind of put your hand underneath your thigh, take it off to the side, use a stretching strap or grab that foot, take it off to the side, stretch that hamstring, and then bring it back serious. Bring it back forward. You can grab the knee or you can hold that foot and take mini lunges. My left foot is the worst for balance, so I'm gonna take really mini little squats here. Feel the burn. Beautiful. One more. Beautiful. Rise back up, forward fold. Woo, buddy, feel the burn. We are gonna go ahead, we're gonna come into a nice seated position. We're going to take the last bit of our cool down now that we have some strength going into our system. Beautiful. So from here, this is one of the better hamstring stretches, but it's also the one that's done most incorrectly, myself included. This is where a stretching strap can really come in handy because you're able to kind of use that leverage to keep your chest up tall if you can't reach your feet. If you're able to reach your feet, you want to just keep that spine tall and you just kind of pull yourself forward, but you got to keep your core engaged because you need to have that forward fold. You're just going to take a few breaths here, in and out. Wonderful. And this is a great stretch, but again, you got to work on that hip hinge. You can't be doing this. It's bad for your back. And we're just going to nice and stretch through this. Wonderful. We're going to rise back up. We're going to rock the baby, so I'm going to turn towards the camera. But essentially, this left leg can stay out long or it can be curled, but you're going to take the knee into your right elbow. We're going to grab that left foot. We're just going to rock that little baby back and forth. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. Set that right foot on the outside of your left. Hug in with your left and rotate off to the right. Lots of lefts and right there. So if you need help, your left hand makes an L. Big breath in and out. Wonderful. This is more of a glute stretch, but the glutes still have a little play into the hamstrings. Wonderful. Big breath in and out, and then go ahead and switch sides. So you're going to rock the baby on the left, side to side. As you've rocked it a few times, set it off to the right. Right arm comes across, rotate to the left. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. And then we're just going to take our feet forward again. I'm going to rotate because I don't want to be on the hard floor. We get to have our mat, and we just rotate a little forward again. Big breath in and out. Wonderful. Now this last one, we're just going to take a wide-legged stance. You can, turn towards where your feet are all the way on the mat, or you can just come like this. And all you're going to do is just kind of sink forward. You can grab your toes and nice forward fold. Big breath in and out. And then rise back up. Beautiful. And then all we're going to do is we're going to come onto our back. And we're going to take a few, oops, sorry, I got to move my mic. There we go. And all we're going to do is take a few hamstring stretches here. So you're going to leave that left foot long. And you're going to just grab the back of your knee. If you're able to grab your toe and just kind of like bring it out to the side, if you need a stretching strap. If not, you can just grab the back of your knee or calf. And we'll just take a big breath in and out. And then we're just going to grab that right foot, take it over to the left. Try and keep grabbing that toe. If you need a stretching strap, go ahead and take it. And we're just going to stretch through that whole hamstring and IT band. Beautiful. Wonderful. Come back to center, switch sides, right leg goes out. Left, we're gonna grab that toe. You can grab it with whatever hand. I usually start with left foot, left hand. And then when we take it across the body, I switch hands and take it all the way across. Woo, buddy. Big breath in and out. Feel the stretch. Beautiful. We're going to come back to center. We're just going to hug everything in. And again, if this is your traditional yogi practice, then you go ahead and take a shavasana. I recommend, even if you don't take a normal shavasana, which is just breathing, I would rather recommend taking your breaths. And so essentially you just take up space on the mat. You can place your hands on your stomach, on your side, wherever you're comfortable, and you take really big breaths in and out. Now, if you're taking traditional shavasana, this is your moment of peace and clarity. If you're not taking traditional shavasana, then you just take a moment to breathe. You can meditate, you can pray. This is just kind of your moment to gather everything and just feel all the work your body just did and just kind of get it all to relax. So take whichever practice you would like, and then as long as you like, usually it's 5 to 10 minutes. And then when you're ready, you'll come to a seated position. If you're taking a shavasana, wonderful. So there we go, guys. That's just a kind of a quick little 25 to 30 minute workout on your hamstrings. It gets some stretching, gets some strengthening going in there. Yoga does great for kind of that baseline stretch and strengthening. And so I really recommend yoga in general, but this flow is really good for that. So hopefully we'll see you guys next time on the mat. And remember, namaste, beaches.